What were some of the transitions from going, making half a dozen propellers per year for very select clients to evolving that into a larger scale business? Like when Jim, you brought your son Jim along.
Well, when I started, I was alone. I kept very busy for the first part, just making propellers for the Unlimiteds, because it would take me 2 weeks to make a propeller and deliver it, and we didn't know where the market was. I didn't do any market surveys until Jim came in. And Jim looked it over, my son Jim, and he looked it over, and he had the experience. He's an engineer, and engineering experience, and computer programming experience, and with more help, we decided we could make more propellers, and ended up buying more machines and hiring people, but we never got real big. We didn't want to get too big, to lose control of what we were doing. But we usually kept a backlog of 100 to 150 propellers in our day, and that kept us busy. If we worked, machines worked 24 hours a day, and we were in here 7 days a week at some time, just to keep the machines running. We didn't have to stay. The machines are also automatic. They're smarter than the people. So we programmed the machines to run, and we could leave. But it was called lights out machining. Get the machines running, you turn out the lights, and you go home. So we didn't need a lot of people. We just needed a lot of machines. But we were able to, in 1998, to get our first orders from the European. It's called the Class 1 offshore, which is very fast. We had offshore boats racing in Europe and the Middle East, capable of going 170 miles an hour. And propellers for those boats just were fantastic. My biggest thrill or satisfaction was making a set of propellers and going to the races over in Europe or in the Middle East, and especially for a customer that hadn't had the propellers previously, and to see their satisfaction on their faces the first time they came back from the test. They were amazed, unbelievable, and just the happiest campers you could see. And that gave me good satisfaction, the feedback I get from those people.
It's pretty much covered all the topics. Unless there's anything else that you can think of, or anything you want to add, or well, how did you, I guess, through growing up in boat racing and working with propellers, of course, for your race boats, is just just what was how were you where did you learn how to make where did you learn the technology, or how did you learn the technology for the propeller design and then for the manufacturing?
Well, I had to learn it. Back in the days when I raced, unfortunately, I never raced one of my propellers I made. I retired from racing, and then I started making propellers, and I've never been back in a race boat since. But back in the days I raced, you had to buy 10, 12, 15 propellers and hope you get some a good one. And I kept wondering why does that happen? I mean, they make propellers and why can't they make them all good? So after looking at them and doing a little studying on them and measuring them, and you could see the differences in the blade to blade, I got so much advice in those days when I talked to people propeller people from Mercury or OMC or other people that worked on propellers. Well, you have to do this, you have to do that, you can't have them all the same. So I guess it was trial and error for a while. I guess, probably now, there's still room for improvement. We're not finished making advances in propellers. It shouldn't be because things change, power changes, loads change, restrictions all affect the way a propeller runs. A propeller should have. It's a very, I never disliked or never disliked the work I was doing. It was I couldn't wait to get in here the next day and start doing it again because it was something I could learn. And it's a great opportunity and field to be in. The market's small compared to automobiles or airplanes or whatever. It's very small, but
It's an elite sport.
An elite sport, is right. Yeah.
Is this the actual plaque they gave you for setting the record right
Yeah,
here?
that's the record.
Why don't you hold that up for
Certificate from the Union International Motor Boats in Monte Carlo now.
So it was 169.58 miles per hour.
Yeah, that was the speed of those days, and that was 24 years ago.
You had no shell over that boat.
No, that was an open cockpit boat yet.
So they had a radar gun on you or something?
Well, this was done through timing.
Oh, through timing.
Timing equipment set up.
So if you had known that you were going that fast, would you be sitting there doing it?
Well, actually, you have to have smooth water to do it on. But it was no different than sitting here in the chair. You just had to keep the boat going straight. But the sensation, the speed, once you're over 150, it doesn't make any difference. It's all fast. But it was easy. But this propeller was 90% of making it easy. This propeller just handled the boat, made it so stable that it took all the skill, all the challenge of driving out of it.
What was the horsepower of the outboard?
Well, we think it was about 350 horsepower.
You have anything to add, Ben?
No, I didn't have any. We kind of touched all the.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much for your time.
It was awesome having you here. Do you have any parting shots for your fans?
Well, I wish I was just about 30 years younger and I could still be doing this, but...
You look like you could be doing it.
Well, I feel like I could be doing it too, but...
Well, then you should be doing it.
Well... No, you feel like you can do it, but but your body can't do it. That's your mind could probably do it, but not your body.
You go back with Reggie Fountain too, don't you?
Oh yeah, Reggie and I go way back.
Tell me your best memory of racing with Reggie Fountain.
Oh well,
You guys won a lot of races together, right?
yeah, we won quite a few.
Were you the throttle man, or were
No, Reggie. No, I never raced with Reggie.
you didn't?
No, he was the only racing I did with Reggie was when he was part of the Mercury team. He was one of the. They had about 4 drivers outside of the factory that were the extension, team extension. It was Billy Siebold and Reggie and Earl Bentz and Renato Molinari. They would come to the race just to drive the boats. They didn't work for the factories. They worked for the team. So Reggie was one of them, and I had, because I worked at the race site, and I had to prepare the boats for those people. So that's how it operated, and Reggie was always one of the more particular. He had to have it just exactly right, and he kept working on his equipment more than anybody else. Because he wanted to be comfortable and still be able to be fast.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bob.
Thanks for coming by.
You're welcome.